Hi. So in this video, what we'll be doing is we'll be looking at equations of low degree and specifically cubic equations. So this is class 4 for our theory of equations course, and we'll learn how to solve cubic equations in this video. So we'll start off with a simple question: determine the roots of this cubic. So one standard method of solving cubic equations is guessing a root, factorizing, and then solving the resulting quadratic. So I will show you an example of how to do that here. So in this particular equation, if you notice, t is equal to 1 clearly satisfies this, right? T is equal to 1 clearly satisfies this equation. Therefore, by factor theorem, we have t minus 1 is a factor. T minus 1 is a factor. So let's factorize it. You will get t square into t minus 1 minus t square. So plus t into t minus 1 minus t, and minus 3 into t minus 1 is equal to 0, right? So t minus 1 can be taken as a factor and becomes t square plus t minus 3. So once you have factorized it, you get one root you already know is t is equal to 1. You have factorized the second step, and now you are just solve this quadratic, right? So getting the roots of this cubic is straightforward. But the problem arises when you don't know how to factorize, right? When you cannot guess one root, right? That is the point where things become difficult. So what we learn in this video is basically how to solve this particular cubic equation in general. This is the general cubic, and this is basically Cardano's solution, which was discovered in the 1600s. So what we do here is first apply the substitution, or basically a change of variable, where we change the variable from x to something in t, right? So change of variable we do. How do we change the variable? We say x is equal to t minus b by 3a, right? If you do this substitution, you will realize that as soon as you do this substitution, the second term will vanish. The quadratic term vanishes from the cubic, and this one will become the cubic t cube plus pt plus q is equal to 0. So if you don't believe me, we'll do some examples where this happens, right? So let's look at the cubic x cube minus 12x square plus 29x minus 18 is equal to 0. So here we know that a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 12, c is equal to 29, and d is equal to minus 18, right? Now, what is the substitution? Substitution should be x is equal to t minus b by 3a. So t minus b is minus 12 by 3a is 3. So this is basically x is equal to t plus 4, right? That is my substitution in this case. Now let's see whether it converts itself into a cubic with no quadratic term, right? So put t is t plus 4 here. So t plus 4 whole cube minus 12 t plus 4 whole square plus 29 t plus 4 minus 18, right, is equal to 0. This is my new equation. So let's see what it simplifies to. So it is t cube plus 64 plus 12t into t plus 4. This is t plus 4 whole cube minus 12 into t square plus 16 plus 8t. This is the whole square term plus 29t plus 116. 29 fours are 116 minus 18 is equal to 0. So simplifying this further, this becomes t cube plus 12t square plus 48t plus 64. And notice that you get a minus 12t square here, right? Minus 192 minus 96t plus 29t plus 116 minus 18 is equal to 0. Now, the great part here is that 12t square and minus 12t square comes, and that is the quadratic term getting cancelled out, right? So eventually you will get this equation, t cube minus 19t minus 30 is equal to 0. So what have we done here? We have basically converted a cubic equation like this into a cubic equation this by using the transformation x is equal to t plus 4 here, right? So in general, x is equal to t minus b by 3a. That is the transformation to convert a general cubic. Now, why is this useful? Because Cardano knew a method. Cardano knew a method to solve this, devised a method to solve this cubic. When there is no quadratic term in the cubic, we know a way to solve it. Okay. So first of all, this particular problem is super easy because you can immediately guess that t is equal to 3 is a root. If you put 3, you get 27 minus 57 minus 27. Oh, actually, I think it is t is equal to minus 3 is a root, right? So if you put minus 3, then you get minus 27 plus 57 minus 30, right? So basically the factor will be t plus 3, and we can solve this by the old method where we first factorize it and convert it into a quadratic, right? So I'll not discuss the solution. Let's get to the Cardano proof, right? So we have, let's say, this is the cubic equation in front of us, right? And we want to solve this cubic equation. What we have done so far is we know any cubic can be converted to this form by doing the transformation that we just now saw. So basically, as soon as you see a cubic equation, you have to ensure that the quadratic term is vanishing. If it is already not there, then you are set. Otherwise, you have to do that transformation. So once you have this, what Cardano did was he thought of this identity, u plus v whole cube is equal to u cube plus v cube plus 3uv u plus v, right? Now, this identity can be written like this, u plus v whole cube minus 3uv u plus v minus u cube plus v cube, right, is equal to 0, correct? Now notice this equation carefully, and write it like this, t cube plus pt plus q is equal to 0, right? So you notice that if you put t is equal to u plus v, then sort of you're getting u plus v whole cube here and u plus v here, right? So as long as t is equal to u plus v is a root of this equation, as long as p is equal to this and q is equal to this, right? So basically what is happening is he's matching the coefficients here. He's saying this identity is always true. So if I have an equation like x cube minus 3uvx minus u cube plus v cube, then suppose this was his equation, right? He knows that x is equal to u plus v satisfies this equation, satisfies. So basically, by that, he's getting an idea of how to solve the cubic. He's saying that if by some chance p is equal to minus 3uv and q is equal to minus u cube plus v cube, then x is equal to u plus v is a solution of my cubic, right? Then the identity will be true. So x is equal to u plus v will be a solution of the cubic only if these two conditions are met. P and Q are these, right? So the job here is to basically find U and V in terms of P and Q, right? So let's think about it. What is happening so far? TQ plus PT plus Q is my basic equation. And what we have learned is that T is equal to U plus V is a root if and only if P is equal to minus 3uv and q is equal to minus u cube plus v cube, right? So we can say that p by 3 minus p by 3 is equal to uv, and q minus q is equal to u cube plus v cube, right? So if you are able to somehow find u and v in terms of p and q, if I find u and v in terms of p and q, correct, then I can immediately say x is equal to u plus v is the root of the original equation, right? So now the job becomes for Cardano, the job becomes finding u and v in terms of p and q, because p and q are known things from an equation, right? P and q are known coefficients from the equation. So if he can find u and v from this, he is done. So how to find u and v from this? So notice that you can write minus p by 3 is equal to uv, and if you cube it, it will become minus p cube by 27 is equal to u cube into v cube, and here you have minus q is equal to u cube plus v cube, right? We have this situation right now. So anybody who has solved a quadratic equation knows that if they know the product of two things and the sum of two things, then they will be able to find the roots of that equation, right? They will be able to find those things. So what I mean by that is this: suppose you know a plus b is equal to 10 and you know ab is equal to 8, right? Then you can always say that a and b are roots of this quadratic, right? Correct? So a and b will be roots of x square minus 10x plus 8 is 0, right? So you can always find x, right? X is equal to what is the root here? Correct? So a and b can be easily found if you know sum of two quantities and product of two quantities. So what Cardano did was the same thing. He knew that sum of u cube and v cube and product of u cube and v cube, both of those things he knows, right? So he said that u cube and v cube are roots of a quadratic. Are roots of what quadratic? They are roots of this particular quadratic, x square minus u cube plus v cube. So it is basically x square minus q x plus product of the roots. So minus p by 3 whole cube is equal to 0, right? So the quadratic became x square plus qx minus p cube by 27 is equal to 0. You understand? Here u cube and v cube are the roots of this quadratic. So I will do that on the next screen. Now you can find u cube and v cube from here, right? So u cube comma v cube will be just the roots of this quadratic, which will be minus q plus minus root over p square minus 4ac becomes q square plus 4p cube by 27 by 2. So this can be written as minus q by 2 plus minus root over q square by 4 plus p cube by 27. How are we getting this? Because we saw that u cube and v cube are roots of the quadratic x square minus x square plus qx minus p cube by 27 is equal to 0. So at this stage, Cardano knows what is u cube and what is v cube. So u cube will be the plus here, plus value here, let's say, and v cube will be the negative value, right? V cube will be this one, minus q by 2 minus this q square by 4 plus p cube by 27, right? So at this stage, he just takes cube roots. So u will be cube root of this quantity, q square by 4 plus p cube by 27, and v will be cube root of this quantity minus q by 2 minus q square by 4 plus p cube by 27, right? And since now he has found u and v, he says x is equal to u plus v is a root of the original cubic, of the cubic p cube plus pt plus q, correct? So if you know the roots of this cubic t cube plus pt plus q, then obviously you can write x is equal to t minus b by 3a is the root of the original cubic after transformation. So that is a very easy step to handle. So what we will do now is just revise all of the stuff that Cardano did by taking an example. Okay, so let's look at the equation x cube minus 8x minus 3 is equal to 0, right? Let's look at this equation. This equation is already in the form t cube plus pt plus q, right? It is already looking like t cube plus pt plus q is equal to 0. We have p is equal to minus 8 and q is equal to basically minus 3, right? Okay, great. So whenever we have this situation, Cardano said that you have to find u and v, right? U and v. And how do you find u and v? He is saying that this is going to be u plus v is a root of this equation if and only if you have minus p is equal to 3uv and minus q is equal to uq plus vq, right? So minus p is here, basically 3uv is equal to 8 and u cube plus v cube is equal to 3, right? These values are there. Now you have to find basically u and v from there, right? So u and v, therefore uv is equal to 8 by 3 and u cube plus v cube is equal to 3. Therefore u cube v cube is equal to 512 by 27 and u cube plus v cube is equal to 3. So now you know sum of two things and product of these two things. Therefore u and v basically will be roots of, or u cube and v cube are roots of this equation now. X square minus sum of those things 3x plus product of those things 512 by 27 is equal to 0, right? So roots of this equation become x is equal to 3 minus b plus minus root over b square. So 9 minus 4 into 512 by 27, so 2048 by 27, right? Divided by 2, right? So roots of this equation are 3 by 2 plus minus, this is 9 by 4 minus 512 by 27, right? So if you do this calculation, what you get is an imaginary quantity. So you will just write it as an imaginary or complex number basically, right? So I will just keep it as it is for now. This is my x. So what is x supposed to be? X is the roots. X are the two roots. So u cube and v cube are basically these two roots, right? So I take cube root of them and I will say sum of u and v will be the answer, right? So you have to now take cube root of this, right? Cube root of this plus the alternate cube root. Like one time you take cube root of the plus sign and one time you take cube root of the negative sign. So if you know a little bit of complex numbers, it is possible to take cube root of complex numbers or any roots or any powers of a complex numbers. So what we are seeing here is the case when this quantity becomes negative, right? So we'll do another example where this will be clearer. So let's do this example. X cube minus 15x minus 4 is equal to 0, right? Now, why have I chosen this example? Because it is very easy to guess here that x is equal to 4 is a root, right? Is a root, correct? Because see, 64 minus 60 minus 4, 64 minus 60 minus 4 is coming. So there is an alternative way to solve this by just factorizing x square into x minus 4. So minus 4x square, so plus 4x into x minus 4 minus 16x plus x minus 4 is equal to 0. You get x minus 4 common and you get x square plus 4x plus 1 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 4 is one root and x is equal to minus 4 plus minus b square, 16 minus 4, so 12 by 2. So you get x is equal to minus 2 plus minus root 3. So the roots are basically 4 minus 2 plus root 3 and minus 2 minus root 3. These are my 3 roots of this cubic, right? If I have not made any calculation mistakes. That's 4 plus 16. Yeah, it's correct, I think. Yeah. So now let's look at what Cardano's method says, right? So Cardano's method says that x is equal to u plus v is a root of this equation. If the same conditions happen, basically p minus p is equal to 3uv and q is equal to u cube plus v cube. So I'll not show all the steps. I'll just write this. U cube was supposed to be minus q by 2 plus root over q square by 4 plus p cube by 27. This is what we got when we earlier solved the general case. And v cube was supposed to be minus q by 2 plus minus q by 2 minus, these are the two roots of the same quadratic with u cube and v cube as the roots, plus p cube by 27, right? Now if these are the two u cube and v cube values, then u and v are basically just cube roots of this, right? Now keep in mind this step is in general not correct. Like it is, like we are making an assumption here. Like if you take cube root like this, you are making an assumption, and in general this is not the answer. So I will just explain. So this quantity could have been negative, right? Could have been negative. No, actually negative is not a problem. This quantity could have been a negative quantity, right? If this quantity is negative, the number here is a complex number, right? Basically q square by 4 and pq plus pq by 27. If that quantity comes as negative, you get a complex number for u cube plus v cube. If it is a complex number, taking a cube root is not very straightforward. So cube root is not just putting a cube root here. So if it is a complex number, cube root of this would be this value, let's call this u and v value, plus omega into u and omega square into u, and omega square into v and omega into v, where omega and omega square are cube roots of 1. So there are 3 possible cube roots of this complex number. Let's call this value as u. So u comma omega u comma omega square u, v comma omega square v comma omega v are the 3 cube roots of complex numbers here. So if this part is not clear, you need to go back to how to do complex numbers cube roots, and that is discussed in great detail on my channel. There is a list of complex number videos that I have shared already in a previous video here. So I will share a link to all of those complex number videos. For now, let's assume that this part is not negative. If this part is not negative, it is a real number, and then this is correct, right? This is correct, and your answer will be just u plus v will be just this, right? So let's look at now this particular equation and see what comes. Okay, see what comes when you do u plus v. So in this particular equation, you have x cube minus 15x minus 4 is equal to 0, and basically we have p is equal to minus 15 and q is equal to minus 4. And if you do x is equal to u plus v is a root where u and v are these things, cube root of minus q by 2 plus square root of q square by 4 plus p cube by 27, plus v is cube root of minus q by 2 minus square root of q square by 4 plus p cube by 27. If you do this is a root, then putting the values of x is equal to u plus v, we are getting cube root of, when you put minus q by 2, you get 2 plus this is 4 minus 125 plus cube root of, this is 2 minus root of 4 minus 125. So what we are getting here, x is equal to u plus v is equal to cube root of 2 plus root of minus 121 plus cube root of 2 minus root of minus 121. So this is a complex number. So we can write x is equal to u plus v is equal to cube root of 2 plus 11i plus cube root of 2 minus 11i, right? We are getting, this is the solution. This is a solution of the equation. Now that is looking totally weird, right? That is looking totally weird because earlier we already knew that all the roots of this are real. X is equal to 4 is a solution we thought, right? X is equal to 4 is a solution we had gotten, right? So what is going on here? By Cardano's method, we are getting some complex numbers. And by normal guessing, we are getting X is equal to 4 and all roots are real, right? So what is going on? So what is going on? Let's discuss here. So we can figure out this cube root. We can prove that this actually, this thing, cube root of 2 minus 11i, this thing is equal to 4. So actually it looks complicated and complex number, and it is actually a real number 4. So how does that happen? Let's quickly discuss that, and that will convince you that the problem is solved. So let's find out the cube root of this complex number. So let's say 2 plus 11i whole to the power 1 by 3 is some complex number a plus bi, right? So cubing both sides, you get 2 plus 11i is equal to a plus bi whole cube. And that is basically becoming a cube minus b cube I plus 3abi a plus bi. And that can be written as a cube minus 3ab square plus 3a square b minus b cube I, right? So what we get is this number is equal to this number, then basically 2 should be equal to a cube minus 3ab square, and 11 should be equal to 3a square b minus b cube, right? Now there is a simple solution to this equation, set of equations. You can see a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 1 satisfies. You can check that. 8 minus 3 into 2, 6 into 1. So that is satisfying. And 3 into 4, 12 minus 1. So that is also satisfying. So 2 and 1 satisfies. So therefore, 2 plus 11i 1 by 3 power, cube root of that is basically 2 plus I, right? Let's find out in a similar way, if you get 2 minus 11i to the power 1 by 3, this cube root, you will get it is equal to c plus di, and c and d will come out to be 2 and minus 1. So basically it will be 2 minus I. You can confirm that very easily. You can just cube 2 minus I, 2 minus I whole cube. Let's see what happens. It is 8 minus I cube minus 6 minus 3ab. So minus 6i, 2 minus I. So that becomes 8 minus I cube is basically minus I square into I. So that is plus I minus 12i minus 6i square. So plus 6, right? So this is becoming 14. I feel like I made a mistake somewhere. Why is it coming 8 plus 6? It should be 8 minus 6. So let's see. It is plus 6i square. Yeah, correct. I have made a silly mistake. So this becomes, this is plus 6i square, and I square is minus 1. So it is minus 6, right? It is basically minus 6, right? And because it is minus 6, what we get here is 2 minus 11i, right? You can convince yourself that this cube is coming 2 minus 11i. See the calculations, it is coming correctly. So this root is 2 minus I, this root is 2 plus I, and notice that now the addition is becoming 4, right? So what have we got here? How did this mysterious looking solution become 4, right? So the reason this happened is because we got root over q square by 4 plus p cube by 27. Here this quantity was negative. Okay. So in general, you will not have such situations very often, but if it happens, then the roots of the equation will become complex numbers. And even though they look like cube roots of complex numbers, you should not be scared. It might turn out to be actually real numbers, right? So what is going on? So where did we go wrong here, or not go wrong actually, where did we miss a step, or what is the point where we have to be careful? So if you have this particular equation, t cube plus pt plus q, remember we had the situation that t is equal to u plus v is a root only when basically minus p is equal to 3uv and u cube plus v cube is equal to basically minus q, this situation. And here we constructed the quadratic equation, right? So we constructed a quadratic equation, and a quadratic equation had roots x1 x2 is equal to minus q by 2 plus root over q square by 4 plus p cube by 27. And these roots x1 x2 were supposed to be u cube and v cube, right? Now everything is fine if this part is positive. If this part is positive, this whole quantity is a real number. Real number if discriminant or the thing inside the root is positive, right? Then there is no issue. You just take u is equal to cube root of that and v is equal to cube root of that, and you just add, and that is your answer. That is the only real root. Then if this part is negative, the roots are basically u and v are basically cube roots of this, cube roots of some complex number. And when you do cube roots of a complex number, the actual roots will turn out to be u comma v omega square u comma omega v and omega u and omega square v. These are the three complex roots where omega is a cube root of unity, which is minus half plus root 3 by 2i. Now this part, that the roots are actually, these three roots are complicated complex numbers, this part will be clear to you only if you know how to take cube root of a complex number. So when you have a plus bi, and I'm supposed to find out this, right? I will not say that this is just one c plus di. Actually, it is three roots are there, because it's a cube root. You will have three roots. So how do I get that? I get that because this can be written as r e I theta, and when you take cube root of a complex number, what you do is basically r power 1 by 3 e power I 2k pi plus theta by 3, and k goes from 0 1 2. These are the cube roots of this complex number. Okay, 2k pi, k goes from 0. If k is 0, it becomes I theta by 3. If k is 1, it is 2 pi by 3 plus theta by 3. And if k is 2, it is 4 pi by 3 plus theta by 3. So you cannot just take directly cube root of a plus bi as one answer. You have actually three possible roots. So in this particular case, the three roots are uv, omega square u, omega v, omega u, omega square v. And then you have to say sum of the roots u plus v, omega square u plus omega v, and omega u plus omega square v are the roots of the cubic. Are the roots of the cubic. So here omega is just a cube root of unity. Basically, it is this value. If you are a little confused about the complex number part, don't worry. When we do complex numbers in a little more detail, or you can actually refer to the old videos on this channel, and I will link them in the description. You will get a hint of what is happening here. But in general, Cardano's method works. The only complicated case arises when the square root quantity becomes negative. That is called the casus irreducibilis. So that was weird for the medieval mathematicians also when they first saw. So that in that case, there are three real roots in general, and they look complicated and complex numbers, but they turn out to be real. So don't worry about that so much. You know now a method for solving cubic equations, which is the Cardano's method. Always think about the steps that were involved in the solution. The first step was basically reducing it into the form that was needed. The form that was needed was quadratic terms should vanish. Once you got that, you got the equation as tq plus pt plus q. And then you are saying basically using the identity u plus v whole cube is equal to u cube plus v cube plus 3uv into u plus v. You are saying that u plus v is a root of this equation if p is equal to minus 3uv and q is equal to minus u cube plus v cube. So you are supposed to find u cube and v cube from the values of p and q. And if you can do that by doing a quadratic equation, then you will be able to solve the equation. So that's all for this video. I hope you understood what is going on. If you are confused about complex numbers, please refer to the past videos on this channel. Okay. I'll see you next time.